Today's video, we're going to be installing the turbo kit on the silver truck. I'm going to take off the exhaust manifold, put the new eBay turbo manifold on, get the turbo mounted up, get the intercooler installed, all the plumbing done for the oil and the IC piping, and then on the next video, we should be getting all the wiring done and the computer all figured out. If you're wondering why I was wearing earplugs in the last video, it's because my exhaust is about yay long. So this is the eBay special. You can see cast $100 off eBay. Comes with a nice wastegate flange. I actually have the wastegate for this, so that's free. Comes with your shitty gasket. Oh, whoo. Alright, so the manifold's on. I don't have the turbo yet. I have to go by TJ's and pick up the turbo from his old car he's letting me have. Got the studs in. I just put the washers and the gasket on there because I'm going to lose them if not. I just used this old stud. You can see it's broken off, but it still threads on, and I actually torqued it down. I bet you money that thing doesn't come loose. It's always the things you really need to stay together that don't stay together, and the things that are like you really don't care, they'll last forever. So I'll put money on that does not come apart. But I have the intercooler, so we'll mock up the intercooler. Hopefully it lines up to that bar, and then move the battery, get the IC pipings plumbed, hopefully. Look at the throttle body, see if I need to swap the plenum to a 240 style, where the throttle body comes out the front. I'm pretty sure we can make it work, but we'll see. Mooga's here to see this. Oh yeah, sounds good. Let's have a bigger intercooler on this. Doesn't even line up at all. Kind of thinking about just having Cooper weld that on. Shorten it up, weld it up directly on there. Because this is the old mass airflow, and with the micro squirt, we're swapping over to speed density, so we don't even need any of that. So what we'll do is I need the hood. So to go get the hood from the backyard, get these taken out, trim this down, and then really don't have much to play with. I don't see why it wouldn't work. I just don't want to put a 240 plenum on there. Like, if you put the 240 plenum, you have more top end, but with the truck manifold, you have more torque. And I'm a fan of both. But I do need like 370cc injectors, or like 400 or 500 to get that 300 mark. I'm thinking at least a 400cc to have a little bit of headroom for the computer to adjust it a little bit. Okay, just gotta move out of the way. Oh yeah. Alright, so I gotta pull off the throttle body, well, at least this half, and then go take it down to Cooper's and have him weld that up for me today. Oh, I gotta fire it up before I put the turbo on to clear out the manifold. Damn. You boy, you should buy a starter. But you know you ain't going to. So we got this thing welded up like this, and then start plumbing everything. Just went and picked up the turbo, eBay special. I don't know what size it is, but it came off a KA, so it's going back on one. It's already got oil fittings too, which is pretty sweet. Shout out to the boy TJ giving me this bad boy. There you go. See where the oil lines go, and maybe drill some holes, put the intercooler piping on. Following day, what do you think, bro? What do you think? Do you approve? He approves. We got the oil lines hooked up. We got the feed hooked into the sending unit port, and I just teed off of that to this line here, and that goes up and over and goes to the turbo directly. There's no orifice in this one, which I think there's supposed to be an orifice, but I'm not too concerned about it because eBay, so that's fine. Just gotta plumb the return line down to the pan, and I was gonna pull the pan, but I don't feel like it anymore, so I'm gonna just pop a hole in the side with a hole saw and then thread the fitting in with some RTV, and I bet you it doesn't leak. This is the return fitting that goes in the pan, and I got this hole saw that's about the same diameter. It's a little smaller, so we're gonna drill it out, put this in with some RTV, torque it down until we strip it or break something. So the trick here is to use a half a tube of silicone or RTV, and then if it leaks, you take it out and have your boy Cooper weld it. Oh yeah, she's tight. Boy, good. There's absolutely no way you'd be able to get this on there. Like this eBay shit, the tolerances just aren't good enough to get this to work. So I'm literally just gonna screw the end in by hand like this, all the way in, down, and then just put a clamp on it, because I don't care. See, it's not too shabby. The probably doesn't even need a clamp. Not the greatest, but you know. Alright, so we got the return line on. See it down here, it goes all the way around to this mess right here. It's actually pretty solid. As the RTV holds up, it'll hold. And then if it doesn't, we'll just pull the pan and take it down to Coop's shop and weld the bung on. But I have to mock up the intercooler and get the mounting bracket for that done, and then we can start running the IC piping. So I had this metal piece laying around. It's actually pretty thin, but it's all I have here, and the truck doesn't run, and my welder is out of the office. So this will work for now to get it down there once it's running, and then I'll weld a better plate. I'm just gonna use this bracket that's here and kind of just mount it to it, because it only needed to be like 2 inches longer to make the bolts line up. So self-tap that into the bracket and then weld it at the shop later on. Alright, we got the intercooler mounted. It's not perfect, but it's going to allow me to get it plumbed, running, and then we'll worry about final mounting when I build the bash bar for it. And we can pick up mounts from the bash bar back to the chassis. Alright, so we got the driver's side on to the turbo. next video, we're going to be doing the rest of the IC piping to the modified throttle body that I had Cooper weld, installing the new micro squirt, wiring up all of the sensors, the relay for the injectors and the main harness. Going to be doing the injectors that I had Cooper modify a little bit, but I'll go over more of that in part 2. If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe. Just keep up with your boy.